I'm 25 years old, and my name is Kofi. I'm gay, but in a country where my existence is a crime, I must hide my true self. Growing up in my hometown, I knew I was different. I didn't have the same interests as the other boys, and I couldn't explain the feelings I had for men. My parents, though loving, would never understand. In our culture, being gay is a sin, a curse from the devil. I remember the first time I was caught with a man. I was 19, and his name was Kwame. We were in a secluded spot, but someone saw us and reported us to the elders. Kwame was banished from the village, and I was lucky to escape with a beating. My parents were devastated, but they didn't abandon me. Instead, they took me to see a healer who promised to cure me of my disease. The healer, a self-proclaimed prophet, subjected me to inhumane treatments. He'd beat me, pray over me, and force me to drink concoctions made from unknown herbs. I was trapped, and I thought I'd lose my mind, but I knew I couldn't be cured. I knew who I was, and I couldn't change. After months of torture, I escaped. I ran to the city, where I found a community of people like me. We'd meet in secret, sharing stories and supporting each other. I met a man named Nana, and we fell deeply in love. We'd sneak around, always looking over our shoulders, but we couldn't resist each other. But our happiness was short-lived. Nana was arrested during a raid at a gay bar. I was lucky to escape, but I knew I had to get him out. I bribed the police, and after weeks of torture, Nana was released. We knew we couldn't stay in here, so we made a plan to escape. We applied for visas, but they were denied. Our only option was to flee to a neighboring country, where we could seek asylum. We packed our bags, said goodbye to our friends, and set out on a treacherous journey. We traveled by night, hiding from border patrols and homophobic gangs. One night, we were ambushed. Nana was caught, and I was forced to leave him behind. I promised to find a way to get him out, but I knew it wouldn't be easy. I continued on, alone and scared. I made it to safety, but my heart was heavy. I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandoned Nana. I began to work with a local LGBTQ+ organization, helping others like me escape. And then, one day, I received a message from Nana. He'd escaped, and he was on his way to join me. But something felt off. Nana's messages were strange, and he wouldn't answer my calls. I sensed danger, but I couldn't resist the chance to be with him again. I sent him money, and he arrived a few days later. We reunited, but Nana was different. He was distant, cold, and secretive. I pushed him for answers, but he just shook his head. And then, one night, I saw him talking to a stranger. They were whispering, and Nana looked scared. The next day, the stranger showed up at my doorstep. He was a government official, and he had a proposition. Nana had been working with him all along, feeding him information about our community. He'd been promised a pardon, a chance to return home without fear of persecution. I felt betrayed, but I knew I had to act fast. I convinced Nana to come with me, to escape again, but this time, together. We fled, leaving everything behind. We're now in a new country, starting anew. We're still in love, but our trust has been broken. We're working to rebuild our relationship, to heal from the wounds of the past. But the journey is far from over. We know we can't go back to home, but we also know we can't stay in hiding forever. We've decided to become activists, to fight for the rights of those like us, still living in the shadows. We'll share our story, hoping to change hearts and minds. We'll fight for a world where love is love, no matter what. And we'll never forget the struggles we've faced, the sacrifices we've made, and the love that's kept us strong.